Tell me what to say.
Hello and welcome to another splashy new episode of Serious Nibbage with B.R.E and
Gourmet pens!
Gourmet Pens, Gourmet Pens, Gourmet Pens, Gourmet Pens.
I don't know how to respond to that.
And now we'll have a look at the pen. The pen is, of course, the Stipula Splash. It's an interesting pen. What was your first impressions?
This pen was sent to us by...
Oh, yeah, sorry.
God. He's just so eager.
I know.
Just so eager to get to the pen.
Eager
it was
to
sent
start,
to
quick
us
to finish.
by Pen Chalet to review and to give away.
Yes.
So thank you to Pen Chalet. And actually, this pen has been quite requested for review.
Review-wise.
But we figure we might as well serious nibbage it.
Yeah, why not?
Check it out! And so we thought we would do that here.
First impressions of the pen. Shall I start?
Sure.
My first impressions of the pen were, hey, a dollar pen, because I've reviewed a dollar pen quite a long time ago, and those are pens that cost $1 made in Pakistan, as I understand
Well,
it.
they're not actually $1.
Someone told me in Pakistan they are.
Oh, well, I think if you buy them online, they're like
online
$50.
they're $15 and $20. That's how it works. But honestly, it's the same body. It's the same body, same piston, same section as far as I can see, but Stipula fitted a different nib and feed and a different turning knob, and they made minimal changes to the cap too, and the finial, for example. But that was fascinating because I immediately recognized it. As you can see, it's fairly a distinctive section. So yeah, that surprised me a bit. What about you?
Well, I think I've not personally reviewed the dollar pen, but I have seen it, and I have not interacted with the dollar pen so much, so it was not the first thing I thought of. I do think they present it as a higher end pen because the packaging was pretty nice Stipula packaging. Yeah. To me, it kind of seems like a mid-range pen in terms of the appearance. It's quite small. It's clearly plastic. It's clearly this is clearly just like a silver colored plastic knob, not an actual metal knob. So I was kind of like, I've seen Stipula do better things.
Yes.
So, but I was really curious about the nib because it is the Splash, which has a steel flex nib. So that's what makes it special, right?
Yeah, it's the flex nib.
The flex
they
nib.
advertise.
And
What do you love about it?
wait, we haven't even talked about writing experience.
What's your writing experience?
My God, I wish I could pause this and just like strangle him and then unpause. Okay. My writing experience. Well, this is the nib. Okay, you can see it's quite small. It has no breather hole and a very long slit, which might remind you of, and also there's the Stipula leaf stuff on it. It might remind you, if you have seen them or used them, the Fountain Pen Revolution type nibs, because they're about the same size and appearance.
The Noodlers, number 5. I think they also have the very long slit.
Yeah, that's true. And the Nib Creeper, right?
Mm-hmm.
My writing experience was okay. With normal writing, like no pressure, no problems. It was a normal, I guess, like fine medium. A little bit of feedback, not scratchy, but not smooth. No skips really, no hard starts. But I mean, it marketed as a flex nib, so let's give that a go. I would say this is a nib that requires moderate pressure to flex, and let me see if I can just. You can kind of see. No, I can't keep steady enough. Sorry. It requires a moderate amount of pressure to flex, which is pretty typical of steel nibs, so it's not unusual in that regard. I was not thoroughly impressed by its flex abilities. I think the nib can flex further than the feed can keep up with, which is not uncommon either with flex nibs, but I mean, like, at all. Like, it couldn't really keep up. So even if you're going slow and steady, I still had issues, unless it was just primed, and then write a few letters or words, and then prime it again, which is nice because it is a piston, so
Yeah, but it should write. I think the biggest problem is it writes, indeed, with no pressure, it writes decently enough. But as soon as you are starting to flex it, it runs into serious issues.
But like just a little bit, right? Like even just a little bit of pressure, it starts to railroad.
It very quickly starts to railroad. It has a not an ebonite feed, but a plastic feed, and I think the feed is just inadequate for the purpose. Fine for writing, it's a pretty fine nib to start with, but once you try to go beyond that, it fails. It can't keep up.
Good thing it's a piston.
Yeah, so
Because
you
you
can.
prime it-
I mean,
you can prime it pretty
but
regularly.
I mean, you shouldn't have to prime a pen
So
like
often,
this.
anyway.
I think.
Yeah.
So that's the problem.
Yeah, so I think for both of us, the writing experience
Was not great.
yeah, I think fine as a regular pen,
Yeah.
but not so much as a flex nib.
What do you love about it?
Wow, I do think it's cool that it's a piston.
Yeah,
You know,
this
because
is neat.
I like flex nibs, and I have a couple Ahabs and a Conrad, which is disintegrating, so I have to replace that. And Fountain Pen Revolution, a variety of those with flex nibs. So it was really interesting to try this out. I do like these types of nibs because they're fun to just mess around with, put whatever ink you want in it and just kind of play. But I think that pretty much ends there.
Yeah, I think it's neat what Stipula tried to do here, which is launch a relatively affordable. I mean, you're talking about $75 a pen, so it's not that cheap. But they
it's
tried to
not
make
that
a fairly affordable flex pen that's a piston filler.
But it does write
Yeah, but
in that there are other pens in this category of steel flex nibs that just
even
don't write. So
No, that's true, and this one does write. It's just that the flex experience is well
Not that
fairly fairly
subpar. Yeah.
And I do like what they try to do, and they have done. I mean, they have paid some attention to detail with the little leaf on the
They
cap
have made
finial.
it theirs, right? So even if
Yeah.
they rebranded another pen, they have made it clear that this is their pen. Not just like, let's just leave the nib unengraved and the finial unmarked. I mean, they have made it a stipula.
My only
Right.
issue is it's too little, too late. It's not. This is not ticking my boxes. I like what they try to do, but I think the actual execution falls short, especially given the price. I mean, $75. That's
And that's,
not
I think,
nothing.
the sale price. Or,
It's-
I think the MSRP is like 90 or something.
I mean,
which
you,
is
you basically
really high.
have almost a pocket pen. It's really quite small, very thin. A nib or a feed maybe that doesn't really keep up with flex writing, even though it is marketed as a flex pen. That's too much for me to dislike in this pen, and that to me doesn't weigh up to the positive things, which is, in a way it is fun. It's fun, you can see the
Yeah, look,
the
it is a
piston
clear
on
pen. You
that.
do get a piston,
Mm.
but I mean,
It's all cute.
there are
it's a decent
like-
ink capacity because it sucks ink up pretty much all the way to the end. So
Yeah,
it
yeah.
has there are some pluses, but there are some minuses.
it's kind of a nice pen to just like play around with, but we can get to it. So
Which
the
one?
MSRP is really high in my opinion, like $90. I've seen them
Yeah, it's not.
I've seen them at a variety of prices, but like basically for like $40 to $70. I think that is quite expensive for
Yeah.
what the pen is. Basically, I think what it has going for it is that it's a piston filler and it's clear if you like clear pens, but I mean you could buy other clear pens cheaper. But that's pretty much it, because the nib, yeah, it works, so that's nice. But it can't flex, and if you're paying for the flex of it,
Yeah, that's the thing.
it falls short.
If you are looking for a small piston filler you can easily be carried, and you just want to write, take notes with it, then it's probably fine.
Yeah.
If you buy it as a flex pen, then you shouldn't.
I think that summarizes it well. So personally, I would not buy it.
I would not buy this. No. Is it or is it not serious nibbage?
Serious nibbage meter, not serious, very serious. Scale that has no numbers because this is not an exact science. I think it's pretty low on the meter.
Yeah, me
I
too.
think it's just overpriced, and I don't think it performs. Even if it's overpriced, but it just like blows you out of the water, knocks your socks off, rocks your socks, blows your
I really wonder where you're going to take this.
floats your boat.
Yeah.
At least then you could say, well, it's given me a fantastic writing experience. It hasn't. It works, but I don't think a fine medium nib should be this expensive on this type of... It's just a plain plastic body.
Steel nib. It's not.
So.
It's not there. Is it?
Oh, wait.
What, me?
It's just like he's asking me all the questions, right?
I would leave it there.
Okay.
It's.
Yeah, not super serious, but...
Now, if you got $75 to
Yeah,
spend,
that's a lot though. That's the thing.
what could you get? You
Look.
could get 3 Lamy Safaris.
You can get an Ahab, you can get a Nippon set, you can get a Conrad or a Creeper, a Noodler's Creeper, and chances are they might all work as well.
You can get 9 Platinum Brappies.
That will definitely work, Pilot Varsities. But you can also get something like the Twisby Eco, the 580, the VAC, the Lamy Studio, the Monteverde Intima? Oh, I don't know what it's... Somebody help me out here.
Yep. That'll be good.
There's so many options at this price that I would
Well,
not...
it's funny that you mentioned the Intima because we have it here because we did Serious Nibbage on it too. This is what, $56?
Yeah.
This is $75.
Yeah, and this is a number 6 nib.
Yeah, so in general craftsmanship, I would be inclined to say that the Monteverde pen is a bit nicer for the price, and it's actually cheaper than the Splash.
Yeah.
So, there you have it. All right, Splash.
Oh, it has not made a splash in the pool of life.
Oh, look at the profound philosophy.
Shall we give it away?
We will give it away.
Thank you kindly to Pen Chalet for
We appreciate it.
also for sending it over, letting us giving it away to
Yeah.
you guys, but also for letting us do an honest review of this pen.
Yes, we do.
Encouraging us to do an honest review, which we generally do if you
You
actually
can-
watch these videos.
You can win it.
Why don't you tell us what your favorite Steel Flex nib is?
Yes.
What have your experiences been with Steel Flex nibs? Have you used the Splash? We would really like to know if you've had a better experience than us.
And then we'll pick a winner 72 hours after the video has been uploaded.
YouTube comments.
Randomly.
Leave a comment on the
Leave
YouTube.
a comment on the YouTube video. We will contact you there, so make sure we can respond to your comment because that's how we'll let you know that you won.
Giveaway is open worldwide.
Everyone. Even goats. We hope this was useful.
Yeah, but goats you wouldn't be able to read what they write because they'd be like, ah!
Is that your goat impression? That's your
No,
best goat
no.
impression. No, it's not bad.
Yeah?
So, let us know. Thank you all. We love you.
Give us a like if you like us. And if you don't like us, sorry.
Then maybe you shouldn't watch the videos. It's just a
Please don't be mean.
mild suggestion. We'll gladly see you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Is anybody else's Conrad disintegrating?
Her Conrad is disintegrating.
It's literally
melting.
just like eroding. I need a new one. So sad. Okay. Oh, bye.